James.
Morning, Jordan. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I want a hat like yours. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I need a hat like yours, definitely. Freeform on Hulu. I have Jordan, and it's a documentary. It's a latest documentary series called Not Her First Rodeo. And we ain't talking about city living. We talking about something totally different. Jordan, how are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm doing really good.
Good. Again, I like that hat. I gotta have a hat like that.
Yeah, an American. You need an American cowboy hat.
That's what I need. Jordan, tell us about this docu-series that we're going to see on Hulu and Freeform.
So this docuseries follows a women's bull riding association called the Elite Lady Bull Riders that I created, and we're going to be following five girls that ride big bucking bulls.
Big bucket. I saw some of those bulls. You had some little ones, but you had some really big ones. Talk about what it's like to be in a rodeo and what was your inspiration to want to do this?
Honestly, I didn't have like a whole lot of inspiration to ride bulls. It kind of was like this bucket list thing for me personally. Like I actually just went and tried it one time to say I did it and fell in love. And when I fell in love, I decided that I wanted to ride bulls and go to rodeos and be a part of the rodeo scene. And, that's just kind of where it all started for me. So there wasn't really a whole lot of inspiration. It was just more of like a bucket list thing. And then I realized that I needed to take it as far as I could.
And speaking of taking it as far as you could, I'm thinking about the WNBA, but here we're talking about the Elite Lady Bull Riders. Talk about your association, why you created it, and what it's about.
So the Women's Professional Rodeo Association actually used to have the rough stock events for women and that they could compete in back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. They actually got rid of it in 2008. And so I created this to kind of help bring back awareness that there are girls out there that want to ride bulls and continue to ride bulls. And so, we had this association created so we could, have our own lane and be able to ride bulls, competitively.
Okay, then what can we expect to see in this documentary series? Because what I'm looking at right now, I'm going to compare you with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean, you can expect to see, injuries, trials and tribulations, like, success, defeat. Like, there's all sorts of mixes of emotion in our series.
You know what's interesting? They're watching they were comparing it with NASCAR. People don't come for the race, they come to see the wreck. And in bull riding, they don't come to see the bull riding, they come to see the what?
They come to see the wreck. That's why they have it last at rodeos. That's the whole reason why bull riding is very last, to get people to stay till the end.
Now, how good are you at bull riding?
I mean, I like to think I'm pretty good. I like to think I work really hard at it. I think it's something that, I've dedicated 110% of my life to. So,
It's not like these little machines that people see in the bars and stuff. There's no comparison whatsoever. So when you're riding the bull, what is the first and most important thing that you have to do?
so it's super counterintuitive. The first thing you have to do is you have to want to go towards their horns, which sounds crazy. We call that going to the front. And so, yeah, that's the first thing you got to do is go to the front, is what we say.
And so how do you hold on?
So we hold on one hand. We actually tie our hand to the back of the bull. We take what's called a wrap, which is we have a leather laced handle and our rope pulls tight. And then we go through our hand one time around the backside and back through it. And it's being tied in. And so that's how we hold on. And then we use one hand for balance.
And then, of course, go for the horns.
Yep. Then go towards the horns.
First toward the horns. Wow. It's very interesting to me. I just got off another interview talking about Sitting Bull, and here you have the elite lady bull riders. What is what is the situation with dealing with men at rodeos?
Honestly, like it's not bad. Everyone has been really accepting for me to want to ride bulls, and I think a lot of people appreciate what I'm trying to do, for other girls that want to ride bulls. And I've just really have always worked really hard at it, and I think that's what men see in me, and that's why they've always been really accepting of me because it's not like I'm just out there for the picture. You know, they see that I'm actually wanting to be a bull rider and give everything 110%.
You know what's interesting, Jordan? I go to the gym and I go early in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. And one of the things that is one of my inspirations when I see a woman working out and she's working out,
Yeah,
it's not the idea, oh, look, take a look at her. Yeah. No,
yeah,
it's the inspiration of her working out and her work ethic and seeing the results of it. And that
right.
inspires me to work harder. Do you feel that same thing is happening with you when you ride bulls?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I had always spent so much time in the practice pen and the gym, you know, like going to rodeos, doing the miles in my car to get to the next one. So like I think, you know, people have seen that and they've seen just how much I've given to the sport.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Can we call you the Wonder Woman of bull riding?
Sure.
Can we call you that? Can we call you that?
Yeah, or the bionic one because I've had to be put back together so many times now.
I like that. Oh man. So it's a documentary series on Freeform through Hulu. It's called Not Her First Rodeo. And fellas, let me tell you this, even if she's not at a rodeo, if she's at the big city, it's not her first rodeo. Don't mess with her, all right? Jordan, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed watching this too. That was fun.
Oh, well, thanks for watching and thanks for having me.
Thank you.